My name's Leo and I'm a boat builder and a sailor, and I'm on a mission to rebuild and restore this 109-year-old classic sailing yacht, TALLY. Right now we're in the middle of a very exciting period where we're reframing the entire stern section of the boat. And so far we've replaced about half of the frames that we need to do, and we've got just over a week left to do the other half. If you haven't met her before, this is my very attractive assistant, Pancho, and yes, that is a boy's name, but the original owners thought she was a boy until she laid an egg, so now we know better. Her owners are my landlords, but I look after her pretty much every day while I'm here. So this is the old after deadwood part of the stern assembly, and as you can see there are these pockets or notches for the heels of the frames, and there's a lot of different opinions and mixed feelings about pocketing frame heels at all. It's often seen to be something that weakens the timbers of the centerline, and it's also a place where water can get trapped. People usually now rely on the floor timbers to fasten the frames onto the centerline, but in this case there's a couple of other considerations. One is that TALLY only has a floor timber every 2 frames. The other thing is that the original pockets are very shallow. They're not full pockets to take the entire heel. They're basically just a 1/2 inch rebate to take the bottom of the frame. And the advantage of that is it means that the bottom of the frame doesn't have to feather out in a very fine point, because that is a weak spot, especially in sawn frames where the grain orientation isn't always exactly the right way. And so for those reasons, and also slightly for the sake of originality, I decided to more or less copy the original technique. So I've done 1/2 inch pockets more or less throughout the centerline. There are a few places where the frames butt up onto the top of the keel that it wasn't necessary to pocket it because there's no feather edge at the bottom of the frame. And as I've explained before, I've put an angle on the bottom of all the pockets so that if water ever does get in there, it won't be a trap and it should be able to run out of it.
no metal noses, that's so much work. There it is. Sorry, watch out. Rubbed off, I don't know what it is. I've been told to paint it on.
I've never seen such an efficient saw operator. Yeah. So this is the last frame, right?
It's the last frame. We have no channels. Well, one channel left.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Only one to spare?
Only one.
Well, that's lucky.
Yeah.
No, awesome. Fantastic work, guys.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, which one are you doing first?
It's in the boat! Take a picture of my butt again?
What do you reckon, Leon?
Rubbish, you guys still suck. Not getting any positive comments from me on film.
It needs to go a couple mil this way.
And here we go, this is the final frame of our frame raising. Well done, guys.
Wee.
Wee.
Well, I'm really happy to say that the frame raising is complete. We got all the frames into the stern of the boat, and if you're ready, we're going to have a look inside and see what it looks like from in there. So we're just going to go up this ladder over here. So here we are, and from inside here you can really see the elegant shape of the boat as per her design. And it's so nice after all this hard work to just see that shape starting to come back. So all the stern frames are in. It's been a really successful 3 weeks. I couldn't be happier with how it's gone and with how all the people have been. It's been such a fantastic group, a fantastic team of really hard-working individuals. And once we did our training, we were producing and installing 1 pair of frames per day, which I think is phenomenal, really. So big thanks again to everyone who came here, everyone who made this possible, everyone who supported the project. Huge thanks to Kirt, who really masterminded this whole period and who unfortunately had to head home. Now pretty soon everyone's going to be leaving, but before that we're going to have to celebrate, so it's time for a party in the workshop. We have a winner! Good job, guys!
Thanks!
It's a whisker ball! Very efficient.
So I really enjoyed being up here. I did learn a lot. The team was great. Everybody seemed to get along really well. There weren't really any personality conflicts and that, so that made it really enjoyable. And I think when you enjoy doing something, the time seems to go by very quickly, because this 3 weeks seems to have just flown by. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm certainly extremely grateful for all your time and hard work and problem solving. And
Yeah, you're most welcome. It's
been great.
Loved it.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I hope to see you again.
Yeah. I hope to be here to help with the forward frames.
Excellent. It's going to look like we're celebrating that Pat and Finn are here.
We're celebrating completing your rear end. You're not going to try and...
Woo! Ah!
Looks like a painting, doesn't it?
It's a bit overboard, I think.
Right, well, cheers to all the other guys who helped us out and who left, and cheers to Kirt, who helped organise this whole thing and had to head on home, and cheers to Diego, Kirt's dog, may he rest in peace, and cheers to all you guys.
Cheers.
And to fair winds.
To all.
Cheers. Cheers. So as a celebration of all the progress we made, we took this sailing dinghy out yesterday and got a few of my friends in the area to bring out their little boats. It's actually quite an interesting story. I don't really know the class or the history of the boat except what I was told by her previous owner, and I have no way of verifying if it's true or not, but apparently she was built as a sort of material prototype for the Spruce Goose, which was the largest aeroplane ever built, which was built of timber during the Second World War in California. And the story is that when they were developing what was quite a modern technology of lamination at the time, they built a few small boats to test how well it worked, and apparently this is one of them. And I'd like to thank very much previous owner who brought this boat round here some time ago. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Thank you all, obviously, so much for coming and lending your skill and your time and your hard work and being part of the project. It's been really epic, and it's been just wonderful to have all your company.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. It's been amazing, yeah.
I had huge amounts of fun, so thank you.
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I probably learnt more than I thought I would have.
What those guys said. What can I add? It's been great.
Cool. Thanks guys.
Cheers, Leah.
Till next time.
Yeah.
Cheers man.
No worries.
Thank you Max.
Let's do a third cut.
You're lucky I like this, guys. If I put this in like fast enough motion, then it probably won't be too cringy.
Yeah. Right, well.
That's a wrap.
Let's fly.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't recording.
Bye.
We got to the end of our work period and it was a great success, and largely thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for being part of it.
We enjoyed every minute of it up here. It was long hours sometimes, but I've never been around so many skilled people that were such gentlemen. Everybody was so kind and caring.
And even being in the kitchen all day long, it teaches you that no menial job or anything you think is menial goes unnoticed.
Absolutely, and it's just as important. So yeah, there's no such thing as a menial job really.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you, Bill.
Thank you.
Really appreciate
for
it.
everything.
So everyone has gone now, and it's just Arnaud and Robert still here. Yeah, it is. Wow. And basically we've just been doing odd jobs, haven't done much real work on the boat, just a lot of tidying up and sort of getting things back in order after the frame raising. I had to make a chicken coop for the new young chickens we've got. I've also been preparing to go back to the UK because I'm going to head back for a few weeks to see family and stuff. Of course my landlords will still be here, so Poncho will be looked after and the dogs. So you guys, it's been great. Thanks Thom. Yeah, I guess this is it. Thanks for all your help.
Thanks for having us. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for the opportunity, and
That's amazing.
and thanks, you guys for staying on a little bit longer and helping me do all the boring jobs after everyone else had left. Thanks a lot.
Nice one. Cheers.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Really,
thanks very
really
much.
good.
Yeah, great.
No.
Well, hope to see you both again.
Yeah.
For
Hopefully,
the next one.
Try and get rid of us is probably the harder challenge.
This last few weeks has been really amazing. I feel like we've taken the project to another level, and hopefully we're going to be improving our sort of time scale as well. Now, if anyone wants to know what that is, I think you'll find it in a previous video. It's a rolling 2 years, so it's still 2 years away from launch day, as it will be every time anyone asks. Which means, of course, that eventually we're going to be launching the boat 2 years ahead of schedule. Anyway, I'm really excited for a little break. It's been a really busy few months, and it's been nice to try and relax a bit and see old friends and family. I'm going to be doing a little bit of sailing while I'm back in Europe, so I'm maybe going to make a video about that. Depending on if you guys think that would be interesting or not. Anyway, as always, thanks a lot for watching, and a massive thank you to everyone who's donated or otherwise supported the Tally project. It makes a huge difference, and it means I'm able to take the time to make and edit these videos, so I really appreciate it.